Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I can introduce myself. My name is Nisrina. I am from Office Administration Education Study Program 2018. On this occasion, I will present my thesis proposal entitled The Effect of Industrial Work Practice and Self-Efficiency Towards Work Readiness of Class 11 Students of SMK Negeri 46 Jakarta. There are three outlines that I will discuss about. Is that introduction, theoretical study, and research method. The first is introduction. Background. Workmatter released data on the population of Indonesia until April 2019, which was recent people. This data is based on the Workmatter elaboration of the letters from the PBB. The large number of people in the country is a new form of challenge for the country. One of the challenges faced by a country with a large population is the issue of the employment. This can be caused by several possibilities, namely the lack of employment opportunities of the lack of quality human research in Indonesia. Education has a strategic provision in improving the quality of Indonesian human research, but in the of spiritual, intellectual, or professional abilities, especially in relation to the demands of national building. The priority of education as the main key to the success of the development of a nation is expected to be a tool for community empowerment towards more creative, innovative, and productive human research in facing complex challenge. Global challenges are increasingly complex, so it is hoped that Indonesia can face this through empowerment and human research. However, in reality, the availability of qualified human research for vocational high school graduate is still not optimal. The quality factor of vocational high school graduates is still the cause of many graduates who have not found work. Ideally, vocational school graduates should support the highest number of workers or be in the lowest employment rate. But what is happening now with the emergencies of vocational school is not what was expected at first, namely to produce graduates who are ready to work and can develop a professional attitude. Vocational students do not yet fully have work readiness because there are still many SMK graduates who don't have a job. As stated in the data from the Central Statistic Agency, the number of Indonesian workers ages reached million. The open employment rate TPP and just 2021 of presence. The following is attached the result of the data from the Statistic Center Agency in 2021. At this percentage, vocational schools have the highest percentage compared to other levels of education, which is 11.30%. Here, the researchers attach the data from the research that the researchers has carried out in the statement, I'm fully ready to go directly to the world of work. Student answer no, person, and student answer yes as 40%. That means that the work readiness of the SMK Negeri 46 Jakarta student is not optimal. SMK Negeri 46 Jakarta is an example of a vocational high school that is intended for study who are prepared to be able to go directly into the world. This is according with one of the mission of SMK Negeri 46 Jakarta, namely to produce graduates who are able to compete in the work both nationally and internationally to find out wherever the class the study of SMK Negeri 46 Jakarta have mature work readiness that the research conducted research by distribusi consciousness with a total of 30 respondents. Next, in the statement of the factor that affect work readiness student answer, below is pre-research data showing the percentage of factor that affect student work readiness. Below is pre-research data that show the percentage of factor that affect student work readiness according to Ari Wibowo. The first is ability intelligence is 6.7, talents 10%, skill 30.3%, efficiency, self-efficiency is 23.3%, practice work industry is 30%, motivation and work is 16.7%. In the statement of the preservers impact of students is don't have work readiness. Students answer there are several impacts that will be felt by students when they don't have the readiness to answer the work. Below is data from the result of the research. The impact of student feel student don't have the readiness to work. The result is I will fulfill is 36.7%. I feel get small heart is 30%. Not enthusiast is 20%. Have regret is 13.3%. Based on the background of the problem above, the problem is research can be formulated as follow. Research question is there is in the first one is there is influence among work practice industry to work readiness. 2 is there is influence among self-efficacy to work readiness. 3 is there is influence by together among work practice industry and self-efficacy to work readiness. Based on the problem that have been formulated, the purpose of the study is to test one for know and analyze influence among the practice industry to work student. 2 for knowing and analyze influence among self-efficacy to work student. 3 for knowing and analyze influence among practice or industry and self-efficacy to work student. Based on the research of the effect of industrial work practice and family environment work readiness, is it hope that will be useful both theoretical and practical. In their theoretical study, these expect look at knowledge as well as outlook letters in reference scientific field education, which relate with practice, work, industry, environment, family, and readiness for student. And the practical researcher study is expected called the open outlook with the more deep for researching about education as well as give experience valuable for researcher untuk Jakarta Universities. Student study is expected because ingredients reference for library, Faculty of Economic and Library, University Country Jakarta, as well as book at information and knowledge for residents academic which want to do the study about practice for industry and environment family to as well. To SMK Negeri 46 Jakarta, study this expected called become input positive for school for experience and develop competence participant education as well as that participant education that have spirit fight which more tell the first work for reader as addition knowledge outlook and ingredients reference which benefit and relevant for study next above problem education and learning tasks. Okay, the next is theoretical review. Next is the discussion of the theoretical study of each variable that the researcher used. The first is practical industry. According to Yusuf, explain that practical industry is from fusion among practical applications to job activity study teaching, school with activity practice by director, word about competence, skill, which currently cultivate. The academic department of education and culture assume industrial work practice is the best part of dual educational system development of the educational process of professional skill that combine educational and entrepreneurship program at the school and systematic and synchronous approach toward priorities in the business sector in order to achieve economic companies to the level. The next is efficiency, self-efficiency. According to Bandura, that efficiency is fulfillment of ability that for practice monetize control to function self-day and even environment, according to Baron and Bernie. The next is work readiness. According to Fatur Ahyad, state that work readiness are individuals who have the skill, knowledge, attitude that will enable graduates to contribute productively to the business of industry. It means that individuals which have work readiness and individuals which have skill, knowledge, and attitude which allow graduate contribute by productive on work business or industry. Next one is okay. The next is previous research. The following researcher attached some previous research that is relevant to the research carried out. Is the study previous dari from Jauh Vino Surnahan Kipramusto, Ivan Roslianto Ankas Moranto, Anitya Kadifa, Indriani Sudarnya, Yormajasi Halim, Jamila Rizal April, Mitch Adindo Allah, Safardin, India Fumi, and Nanik Syria. This is the theme of the study previous. Okay, the next is theoretical framework. This is a practical industry among Radis work in Hill, Hamlet Tech, Star, Adalino, and Services, self-evaluative among Radis work, Elfredberg, Bimbo, and Cameron, Makisalah, Memon, and Harold, Cotes, Jum Nur, Utami, and Hodania, Noviana, Ramini, and practical industry and self-evaluative among Radis work is Zulkaida, Zulaiha, and Elmina. The indicator, the hypothesis of the study are there is influence among practice or industry to readiness work with over worries. Practice or industry increase to readiness work and will increase. Two, there is influence positive among efficiency self to readiness work with over work with practical industry and increase or readiness work will increase. There is influence by simultaneous among practice or industry and efficiency to readiness work. Without other work, practice work industry and efficiency self, the more increase the readiness work will increase. The next is research methodology. Methodology of the study. The first is time study, January 2022. To adjust 2022, the class study is SMK Negeri 46 Jakarta, metode study quantitative method, technique collection data is questionnaire or Google form, population in study class 11 SMK Negeri 46 Jakarta, the sample is 105 students. The next is indicator I use to this study. The first in work readiness indicator is knowledge, skill, and attitude. Praktik or industry, the indicator is professional experience, have skill or ability. The next is of efficiency. The indicator is level or magnitude, strength, and generality. For technique analysis data, the first is that prediction analysis, test normality and linearity test assumptions classic, test multicollinearity, test heteroscedasticity, evolutive progression linear multiple, text hypothesis is F test and T test. The last is analysis coefficient determination or R2. Terima kasih. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.